Welcome back to Dandy Does It, and continuing on with my carport to garage conversion. I'll show you how far I've gotten so far since the last time we talked. All right, so far I have done the upper flashing on that. It's using some that flashing right there, avoiding like the zip system stuff, which is so expensive. It's just overkill and not needed. But that flashing is just really good silver backed asphalt flashing, I think is what it would be. It holds real good. But down here I've started my flashing on the bottom, filling in the gap with the wood, and that is some rubberized liquid flashing. And here I'll show you how I got the nice clean line, because I ran out of tubes of flashing about 5 tubes into this wall, and I've got the rest of this wall to go here. So as soon as I finish flashing this, I'm going to be completely done with this wall. And that's how I've done it. I just I ran a chalk line from the back of that post right there to the back of the other post over there, snapped it, came back in and darkened it in with a pencil, and then laid a piece of wide painter's tape right down the line, and that's how I'm getting that nice clean line. Even though I end up getting some of the black goop on my hands here and there, the black tar stuff, and accidentally placing my hand down, you can see a couple spots there where I put my hand down, and I just rubbed some dirt on it and rubbed that in to try and minimize it, but really not a lot you can do once you screw that up. Oh, and also I installed the window with the help of my son Evan right there. And you notice the bottom, I did not flash over the bottom, and I even left a little gap here, and that's if any moisture gets back there, you want it to be able to escape. But other than that, that turned out real good, and the window opens real nice, and just really nice to have a sealed up wall on this thing finally, at least one. So anyway, I'm going to get into flashing the rest of this and then get myself cleaned up for church. And what I'm using for this is APOC 365, which you find at Lowe's, and a putty knife. Oh, there's a dead snail down here. First gotta cut off the tip, and I have varying degrees of success with this thing cutting off the tip, but I got a nice clean cut that time. And I do have to poke a hole down in it with the little extension from my caulk gun that kind of swings out here. I got a little poker thing, and I just kind of poke at it for a few seconds, turn my hook up, and then make sure it's set all the way to the end. And I like to have the angle of the cut on the end in the direction that I want to go here, in the direction that I'm going to hold it. And I've got a kind of a deep gap under here, and I've got to shoot the goop into it. And this is the fun part. And I just take it one little section at a time, and I just try to do that little section as nice and clean as I can. And just kind of take it over here until I get to the next place that I've patched a nail hole. Just kind of look for a little landmark that I can use to kind of give me a good little area to work on. And I found that about 3 good healthy squirts gets me going pretty good here. Get my putty knife, and I want to work it in. This is the part I'm concerned with most, is the gap that's underneath my plywood. Even though I've taken my seam tape and put it under the bottom there, you still got the your bottom piece, your sill plate, and we want to keep water off of that, even though it is pressure treated. And that's some of yesterday's job I'm kind of messing with right there. So let's kind of go up and over and pick up sort of near where we left off yesterday. And get in there, get a little overlap going to start us off. And it's basically just like icing a cake. If you can ice a cake, you can do this. And eventually, before I do my siding, my plan is to attach a piece of flashing to come down here and add kind of a swoop here to send rain down here and over the edge. I really should take this gutter off, but I did the other side without taking the gutter off, and it turned out just fine. Just gives you a little more room to play with. I'm just going to take it to the edge of this post right here. Continue on with icing my cake. And basically, everything with something like this is just going to be belt and suspenders. You want to tell the water where to go and don't allow it to go anywhere you don't want it to. And kind of my point of doing videos like this is I kind of want to show you guys that even if you're a novice amateur hack like me, that this stuff is completely doable. You can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. That's for sure. Okay, let's come around this other side. I'll try not to rack up my shins on the splash guard there. All right, we're in the final stretch. I'm going to try to do my best to not block the shot. I guess I'm going to have to block it a little bit just so I can see what I'm doing in here. But I will atone for my sins here in a moment. Make sure I want to get a little bit up that post. What I don't want is water sitting in here, and I want to make sure I don't leave any divots where water will trap itself in there. I think we're good here. Now here comes the fun part. And it doesn't look like I made anything worse here with any tar on my hands or anything. I actually managed to work a little cleaner this time, which I'm thankful for. You know, the last session I did yesterday was the first time I'd ever done that. Well, aside from, you know, patching things on the wall and things, but this is a whole nother animal. Where I'm gonna take up this strip of tape to get my nice clean line here and hope that I don't hit myself with the tape and make a horrible mess and have tar go places I don't want it to. But I think we're good. I think we just pull this up. It should just come up nicely, and I'll drag it over into the grass, and I'll figure out how to dispose of it from there. Well, there we go. Over into the grass, and I'll wad it up and throw it away from there. Okay, well that's, you know what that means? It means that this wall is now completely done, and we can move on to the back. And I've already went and purchased a couple more sheets of sheathing to get cracking on the back, and back's going to be not as long, but a little more tricky, because not only do we have this window right here, we've also got this door over here. I'll have to take that door that I've already kind of temporarily put in there, take it out, and I'm going to be sheathing all around it. And then we've got that wall, the corner of that wall right there to deal with. So those will be some challenges, but they're the next ones up. But those are challenges for another day. Dandy does it.